I wanted to welcome you guys here today. My name is Meghan Patrice Riley. I am person that put this together. I'm also an owner and designer. I will be presenting my collection as well. We have a really wonderful group of amazing independent women-owned brands that I'm really excited for you to learn about today and get a little sense of their collections, new pieces in their collections, core pieces, classic pieces, and then hopefully this starts a conversation for you. And we really welcome you to reach out after this. And I'm going to start with not much further ado with Mia Habib of OBLIK ATELIER. She'll be doing a 5-minute presentation on her newest collection. And feel free also, I'm going to put out there, if you have questions or want to see anything, we do want this to be conversational. So we're asking if you would like to see things for closer, things together, ask for size or scale, to pop that into the chat, and we'll make sure that each designer answers those questions as well. Mia.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Megan. Thanks for the intro. Welcome to my studio. I think there's a few of us here, so there might be once in a while somebody popping over. But I am known to, my mission is to jewelry from simply being an accessory to becoming an extraordinary sculpture, a wearable sculpture. I'm known for working in brass that's usually finished with gold plate, and I have 2 running collections that I have been working on over the course of the last 6 years. The brass band and the drawing series, which I'll share with you in a moment when I flip my camera over. Most of my work is hand fabricated. I do not cast, so the wearability is a key component of this. All the pieces are exceptionally light and malleable, so these are just sheets of metal that have been folded, and some of you actually know my work, so you could probably attest to that. There's a few things that I run that are a little bit limited edition and one-of-a-kind pieces. Usually when it comes to necklaces, it's like this, where this is a croquis pen from the drawing series, and every single piece is completely different. Walk you through a little bit of a taste. So from the brass band, these are some of my best-selling cups. These are all hand formed sheet that's finished in 14 karat gold plating. And then from the selection of the drawing series, this is the Andy ring, which is all of the different wires as well, finished with 14 karat gold plate. I'm mostly known, recently I've been working a lot with the wires and the earrings. I think as sort of things have shifted and moved, my pieces, I have shifted my focus to mostly update my earrings, as well as rings. So this is the gold jewelry, and then these are some of my dramatic rings. Again, extremely wearable. This is all from the brass band collection. These are some of the earrings from the drawing series. These are all exceptionally light. This is all wire that's formed and finished in 14 karat gold. One of the things that I feel sort of is a necessity as things are going and moving into more of a casual world, I felt the need to create some of my best-selling work in sterling silver. For the majority of these pieces, I'm keeping the wholesale price at about the same, unless the scale is Italy, because the material pricing is changing rapidly. So this is my focus on, I pulled out some of the pieces, but all of the work, majority of earrings and and rings are actually available in sterling silver. So if you're interested in line sheet, I could definitely highlight that out. But I feel as we're moving around, I think this is really important. And then I actually wanted to highlight one of these pieces that each one is going to be slightly different. Sorry, I'm trying to manage this with my hands. This is called Remnants. And the whole idea is that I'm trying to use the least amount of scrap as possible. So every single piece is slightly different. Oh, sorry. And sure, little deco pieces. And then last but not least, I'm going to get you over here. This is my sort of, it started off as a gift idea. I wanted to, it's called the Let's Embrace series. While we're stuck at home, I was inspired by graffiti that I found when I walked in Brooklyn, and I decided to make a pair of earrings, which I ended up subsequently sending to my friends and then conducting into little interviews. 3 months later, people are asking about these earrings, and I felt like this is the perfect time to introduce these as gifts gift little items. And as this collection is growing, there's probably going to be little necklaces. So the pieces are either in gold-plated brass, or the little earrings come also in sterling silver. And then the large pieces for right now, they only come in gold-plated brass. I felt that it was every single piece that is part of this collection is it's ongoing, and I feel like they come with a little story about where the inspiration came from, how did it come about. There are all these different interviews that are being conducted with that, and it's been an amazing vehicle of connection. And then probably by the time maybe September rolls around, there will be tiny little pendants as well that will be introduced into this line. The majority of my work is exceptionally light, so when you look at the earrings, they are very wearable and fairly easy to put on. Most of them are posts or integrated wire that has been plated in gold. That's it for me. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Mia. And we're also just going to put a note to everybody. All of the contact information as well as Mia's website are in the chat. We will follow up with an email post this presentation with the recording as well as everybody's contact information, but do feel free to pop your questions in there. The next presenter is going to be Judith HAAS. Where is she? Oh, yay. Okay. Without much further ado, welcome.
Hi there. How are you? Can you hear me? Okay, great. Okay. Yeah, I'm normally based in Brooklyn, but right now I'm in the Netherlands, so my setup is a bit improvised. I have mostly fine silver that I've used with 24 karat gold. And I do a lot of bracelets, and this I started about 2003 with more with brass and fine silver, and now I shifted a bit and started making more fine jewelry. And so this is my collection. And what is new this season, what I've been working on the last few months, is, for example, this locket necklace. It can open. And these are fine silver fused with 24 karat gold. It's a fusion of pure gold with fine silver, so you don't need any adhesions or soldering to fuse the two metals together. And the fun part is that with gold and silver and black, create these different patterns. And these bracelets that come in different size, different patterns, they are easily adjustable. And some of them I do in with a more like Mandian-like pattern. I hope that you can see it. So this is solid fine silver and then oxidized. And the good part also about fine silver is that you can leave it out, unlike sterling silver, it doesn't turn colors. So I love that about fine silver. And what I also have new in my collection this season is a spoon, a foldable spoon made from sterling silver. And this is to never have to accept any plastic spoons when you eat ice cream, or maybe as a gift for a newborn, because it's quite small. And already last year in my collection, I had also, with a similar theme for sustainability, a straw holder necklace. So this comes with a recyclable straw. And I make these in fine silver, sterling silver, and some are fused with gold. And so they are, in fact, a piece of jewelry, so a necklace. So you always have your star with you. And yeah, I have some more new earrings as well. I don't know if you can see these. Maybe better to hold up. And they come with different semi-precious stones. This one is with lemon quartz, so it would be a bit like this. And also smoke, can do rose quartz, aquamarine. I think, hope you can see them. You can let me know if you have any questions. And then with these, in these style, I also make necklaces. So these obviously have been easy sales with the different patterns. It's again a combination of silver and gold and some semi-precious stones. Some new ones also with onyx and sapphire.
So I was going to say, I really want you to highlight those newer pieces because you're inlaying the stones with the sapphires. It's really upping and becoming more of a fine jewelry.
Yeah, so this one is a design inspired by my grandmother's jewelry that I received a long time ago. So it's onyx, and then this is set in fine silver and a little bit of gold here. And then I have put in a little cultivated sapphire set in the silver that is in there. So in that one, I also make, for example, a bracelet that will look like this. And I have a whole line with that. That also comes in different metal, different stone options, for example, lapis lazuli. And one more thing, my bestsellers have been the last few years, last year have been these three-dimensional earrings. And they come in oxidized silver, just silver, gold over silver, any option, smaller, bigger, everything. All right, yeah, that was it for me. Thank you so much, Megan, for organizing this. It's been very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was beautiful, and what a nice snapshot. I really love those new folded earrings because, that was your 5-minute. Those folded earrings, I've seen people wear them, and they are multiple sizes, sculptural. They cover the hole really nice.
Easy to wear, yes.
Everybody, I see those as really nice, classic part of your collection. Okay, I'm gonna go on to Tracy, our next designer. Vella, I said Vella Mode, but I think you said Vella Moda.
It's Moda.
Moda. Well, welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, hi, yes, my name is Tracy Blythe, owner of VELLA Moda Jewelry. So I just developed a line named Gigi, and Gigi comes from Georgia, Germany. Georgia is where I was born and raised, and Germany is where my husband was born and raised. And so half of the materials I use for the Gigi line, which is a fashion jewelry line, comes from the US, and then some of it comes from my husband's country of Germany. Usually is brought over in his suitcase because he travels over there multiple times a year on business, and I either send it to his grandpa's house or he brings it over. But so lately I've been having issues. If I bring it in myself, recently I had issues with importing the resin. So I started making resin on my own. So that is sourced here in the US. So that falls into the new pieces. So I started making this type of resin. It's an epoxy resin. And when it cures, it has the appearance of water. And as you can see with this necklace, I put a little effect, which is a droplet effect. So this is a green necklace. And then within the Gigi line, I do a lot of hand beading. So I implemented the resin here along with my hand beaded work. It has a hematite gemstone. Hematite is the only semi-precious stone I use within the GG line, as well as I have gold plated brass, and I also have earrings here to match. So I have 4 colors for my new GG. I call it liquid actually, and I also make gold ear wires. And another new piece is, well, this is not actually new. This is a 2019 actually. It's a hand beaded with a hematite gemstone. I named this pinwheel because I do draw inspiration from my childhood mostly, but materials come from, as I said, within the U.S. or from Germany. But this is hematite, if you can see it, I'm not sure. All of my chains are either 14 karat gold filled or sterling. I want to show you some of the aluminum as well. When I do aluminum, I just change with the colors that I'm presenting for the collection. So since this is a fall and winter, this is the color of the aluminum that I chose. This is a bestseller within museum shops. It's just a cube shape of anodized aluminum. And this is also a bestseller, the bracelets that I make. These are just anodized aluminum and brass. So this has a cylinder shape. So I want to move on to my, I guess, core. I hand make my ear wires out of 14 karat gold field, as I said, but I have different shapes of hematite. So this is a cylinder shape. So I make just several of the earrings with different colors. So I normally have indigo, moss, or charcoal, or brown, and it flows with all the color that I use within the GG for that particular collection. And I also, sorry, I'm going back and forth because I'm kind of nervous. And so these are my resin earrings, the handmade resin that I'm making now. And so I do minimal metalsmith. Here I made a single bar, and I handcrafted ear wire. But then I have the resin droplets that I use for these earrings. And well, right now I'm wearing a longer piece of resin here that I made. And I want to show you more of the hematite. As I said, the hematite comes in different shapes. So I do the simple metal smith, and I mainly just beat the hematite on it, and then I hammer for it to remain on the wire. And as I said before, I hand make my own ear wires here. And I think that's about it. I never have a lot of pieces because I think it's too overwhelming for me. So when I present my line, it's always a comprehensive, very clean, very minimal presentation. But I always present in a range of color.
Tracy.
Yes.
Okay, gonna get this right. I have a question for you from the audience. One of the questions is that acrylic also, and is it lightweight? Like, how does it feel of it? Okay.
The resin?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's resin. It's not acrylic. It's just resin that I make and pour and cure for about 2 days or 2 to 7 days. So it's not acrylic. It's just resin.
Yeah, a little bit different.
It's a epoxy.
So giving us a little explanation about the material. Okay, and then the pinwheel before though is the hematite, right, with the colored titanium over it. Am I right? Which also, you guys, how well does that merchandise with the aluminum, which is the cylinder matching shape? But that looks good together to me.
Well, Well, okay, this hematite it's more of a, I don't know, it's a variation of color. And then I have black, and then I have one that I call espresso, which is a two-tone brown. And so I always buy matte hematite. And then the matte hematite matches very well with the anodized aluminum because it has a satin finish. And then the resin, I make it into a matte finish. So it all, you know, blends in well with the color, and then yeah, with the finish. That's how it blends in my eyes as a designer.
Oh, that is super helpful. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I think that's a really nice explanation of the materials because it is hard sometimes to tell because you blend them so nicely together. Okay.
Thank you.
Our next one. Okay, you guys, this is great. We're going to be hearing from Suzanne Schwartz. Ready? Okay, make sure you unmute yourself.
Am I on?
Yes, you
Can you
are
hear?
on. Go for it.
Okay, I just can't see myself. Hi, I'm Suzanne of Suzanne Schwartz Jewelry, and I am celebrating 12 years in business. My jewelry designs, thank you. My jewelry designs are sculptural and have the fluidity of textiles and the influence of nature, two of my strongest inspirations. Stitching is a part of all of my work with the exception of the Pearl collection. From a young age, I've been fascinated with the stitch and textiles. My grandmother, it's from my childhood, my grandmother used to come over every weekend. She taught me, and we would just sit and sew and knit for hours. I use the stitching to create texture and dimension. Similarly, I use color to the black, silver, and gold to add to this composition and create very tactile pieces. Each piece has its own unique elegance and personality. I stitch predominantly in fine silver and 22 karat gold. And then my base is generally argentium silver, which I love for the bright white color that it has and that it's highly tarnish resistant and it's hypoallergenic. I'm just gonna switch around my camera and give you a little preview. And I lost you, but I'm back, I think. So my stitch collection, and here you can see the sew weave necklace that I was wearing along with the earrings. These are really my signature pieces. And you can see that they are stitched. It's the hard, oops, it's really a tight stitch. So it really stays there. And then if you look at the back, it's really just as clean as the front. And all these pieces are very lightweight. The sew weave, the stitched and sewn necklace, this can be worn 3 different ways. Like each piece is stitched again with fine silver. You can drop a piece down, or you can wear it without that piece hanging and have the clasp show, or turn it around without the clasp. Each one of these pieces, this is a more labor intensive collection, takes a good 45 minutes. Each one of the components really takes a good 45 minutes to stitch if I get it right. New pieces in this collection include the Anna's small earring. These are all stitched with 22 karat gold. Here you have a nice long lariat and the edge earrings. These are oxidized silver with 22 karat gold kambu that I roll myself and bond. And then the edges are stitched with 22 karat gold. The circle collection is my newest collection. It's elegant and simple, really with bold designs. Here, the shining stars have been the hoops. This is a larger pair with gold that I was wearing the smaller pair here. You have just some simple circles with the 1 stitch. These earrings, can be really, they're two pieces, and you can actually take off the bottom hanging piece and wear them just as a stud. So it's really two pieces in one, earrings in one. The layered collection has been an enormous success for me. The collection has two parts. It has the layer squares that are stitched that you can see when they're together, they really have an organic look. And then there's the small little squares that are all clustered together, like the bracelet that I have on today. And I've added gold to this collection as well. The shining star in this collection is the 3-piece earring, which can come apart, and you can make these other 3 earrings with it. So you get really 4 earrings. This can also be sold. You don't have to buy all 3, but you can also buy it as 2. Then there is the interwoven collection. This one is more elaborate, and it's stitched with 22 karat gold, and each square is adorned with 22 karat gold bimetal little accent squares. You can see it's a more casual look or dressier look. Great earrings available in both colors. The torn collection was born out of a special exhibit I did for Aaron Faber Gallery in New York City. And these are argentium silver with moonstones, all with 22 karat gold, and the stones are set in the gold as well. And then last we have the pearl collection. Pearls are just fascinating to me, and I wanted them to be a part of a unique collection that looked at them in a different way. They're Chinese freshwater Baroque pearls and Tahitian pearls. The 5-pearl necklace here is really just my best-selling necklace in the piece. As a new piece, I have a single pearl necklace with gold, and this one is very long. I do this in various sizes. And then the black and white earrings, which come short as well. You can see them behind there in gold. And this earring is even a favorite amongst people who don't consider themselves to be, I'm just switching this around, to be pearl lovers. So that is kind of a little brief whoops, there we go. That is a brief overview of my collection. I do on my website, you can set up an appointment to see more of my line. You can do scheduling right there. And I look forward to showing it to anyone in further detail. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Suzanne. You guys, this is great. Thanks for watching with us. And if you have any questions, don't forget to put them in the chat. We're going to go on to our next presenter, which is Meghan AUMAN. She's going to be talking about her new collection as well.
Yeah, hi everybody. I am the other Meghan, Meghan AUMAN. I know, I feel like we have to differentiate ourselves. I'm the Meghan without
MPR, MPR.
MPR, Meghan without the H. So I want to focus on my new line today. So those of you who saw me in February, whether that was at Yotel or in Baltimore, you did not see any of this because I basically came home from the hotel and decided that I needed to powder coat everything. And so that is what I have been working on. So what I decided to do was focus on sort of my core pieces in my line, but just add color to them. So if you're not familiar with my line, pretty much everything that I do is steel. So I work predominantly in steel. And then, so everything that you're gonna see here is powder coated steel. I'll start with kind of the thing that's been actually the most popular because it'll help you guys see the colors. And if you wanna see the color names in detail, kind of just to know, because I've already forgotten like half of the names of things, you can go to shop.meghanauman.com to see those. And I'll give you guys a little spoiler. If you go to the color collection, it's actually sorted by best selling. So you can literally see by browsing that page which colors are the best selling colors. So I've been doing these stacking rings in pretty much all of these colors, and then you'll see these colors throughout the collection. I realize that these are pretty springy looking. I'm working on rolling out the fall color palette right now. So a couple of those, I'll just show you guys some swatches too, so just so you can see. So like this really beautiful burgundy and this emerald green and this kind of dark blue gray, those are already in here. But then I'm also going to be adding in a few more shades of like this kind of emerald blue, a little bit deeper teal, like another gray shade, and like kind of a more olive green. So those are colors that I'm working on. Basically, the way the collection is evolving is I'm just playing with different shapes and then adding in different colors. So one of the things that I started doing, for those of you who are familiar with my line, are my good old, I always call them the double drop earrings. So they are, on the website, you will see they are this size is the Nelly and the Ella. So the difference between those two distinctions, just as you're kind of browsing the site, is that the Nelly has the darker color on the outside, the Ella has the lighter color. They're actually the same size earring. It just sort of helps me kind of differentiate what's happening there. So I'm doing those in a lot. And then I have the Rachel and the Eva, which are the next size up. And so I think this is a Rachel. So you can kind of see the size comparison between these two sizes. These are best sellers in my line for over a decade, and now I'm just updating them in the new color palette. They all have, there's an Argentium silver connection, and then sterling silver as, or Argentium silver as the ear wire as well. So doing those, they're super lightweight. For anyone who's not familiar with my work, the steel makes for just super light jewelry, but really, really durable, and the powder coating is really durable as well. The main thing that I am focusing on are the chains, the necklaces. So what I started doing is I took my modular collection, which you can see here are different lengths. And so this is allowing me to do kind of the multicolor piece in here, getting a lot of movement, getting a lot of interchangeability. So within the collection, there are a handful of different styles in all of the color palettes. So I'm doing basically like a single chain. If you're familiar with my modular collection, this is about a 19-inch chain. And so this you can do, but everything can then be linked together. So I have a version of this where it's a single chain with just a little calling it a 3-link accent here. So this adds a little bit of length. This one takes it to, I think it's a 24-inch chain. And then you can see here what I'm really the most excited about are the ones that have the multiple colors. So this guy here, I wanted to kind of give you guys like a little bit of a length comparison. So the shortest one is the same length that I am wearing. So it is 4 segments of 3 links each in different colors. And what's great about the ones that are 4 segments is that not only can you spin them around, you can literally take them apart, put them together in a different order. So you can actually play with the color. And then of course, if you have multiple pieces in the collection, you can mix them up, put them around. And then I'm doing the 5-link segments, and then I'm doing a 3-color version. This is about, I've checked my cheat sheet, this is about 24 inches as well. This has really been kind of my best seller in terms of the necklaces. It's that really nice, I think of it as like the ballet length. So it's that really nice length that lets you still kind of play with, you know, what do I want to wear at the bottom, what do I want to wear at the front. So there's a lot of play there. And then I'm also doing a 4-link or a 4-segment version of this. So 5 links, 4 segments. And so this gives you that little bit of longer length. It's actually about 32 inches, but you can always take a segment out and wear it in that shorter ballet length. And then, because I really like things that can have all the purposes, you can actually, if you have a smaller wrist, it's an 8-inch, this is an 8-inch segment, but because of just the way the links are, it doesn't always work on everyone, but you can actually take the links out. And look, I did that so much faster than I did in our IG Live. You can actually wear the 8 or the 5-link segments as a bracelet as well. So that gives you, like, especially when you get up to the longer chains, it gives you a lot of versatility in kind of what's happening there. And so, like I said, I've got a lot of sort of very springy and summery colors still happening right now, but I'll be rolling out the fall colors kind of throughout the next couple of months.
Awesome. Oh, I want to say awesome. Thank you. That was really wonderful. I like seeing all the like different variations and having all these options. Also lariat. You could have
Yes.
art hanging down as a layer.
Yes, you can wear it as a lariat as well.
I love that. I like having those options. Okay. Okay, we're moving. We're fast clip here, you guys. Fast clip. Okay, our next presenter will be Cindy Liebel. She'll be chatting about her new collection. Really excited.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. So I'm Cindy Liebel. I'm here in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And my collection basically is a selection of geometric forms that create patterns and movement. They're made for everyday wear, and everything is made lightweight. There's a bit of dainty minimalist quality to each piece I create myself. Everything is hand fabricated. I should say 90% of everything is 90% is hand fabricated, and the rest are cast. Just because of the complexity of the pieces. So my new collection right now is called the ISLA collection. It's ISLA, which will launch, I believe, later, early in September. And I'm wearing a choker necklace of it right now. Let me move this closer if you can see. This is the choker charm, very simple and dainty. And I'm gonna flip my camera around. Oh, wait, before I do that. The earrings, these are my new threaders. They're called the ISLA threaders. They have a triangular diamond shape to them, and they sparkle when they move. They're very lightweight. They're made so where there's enough room between the two bars of the earring for every earlobe, so they swing comfortably. And then let me see, let me switch my camera. So here is pieces from the new collection. I have geometric studs, and then I have the, over here, I can't see, sorry about that. There we go. So we have the geometric studs here. They come in different shapes. And then we have the, these are like kind of like the diamond drops here. And then we have more of the studs here. These are the Cara studs. And then over here is more of threaders that I've created for this collection. This is the petite size of the ISLA threader. And I can take this off and show you the difference between the sizes. So you have the petite and the tall, a little something for everyone. And then everything I do make here is in sterling silver and 14 karat gold fill. And this is the Helena pull-through hoops, and this is the Sapphire hoops. A little small dainty one for someone who wants a little something not too bold, and this is for someone who likes something bold. And then also is the statement necklace, the Mina necklace, right here. This design, I hand formed each angle myself, and then they're tucked in the back. That's how they're soldered. And then this pendant hangs from a square tube, if you can see that. The matching earrings are here. These are the Mina earrings. They also hang from a square tube wire. And then this is a longer, slimmer style. I don't remember all the names because this is a very new collection, so bear with me. And then also part of this new collection is a simple chain link necklace here. Part of my core collection is the Axiom collection. The Axiom collection has hexagonal shapes that are asymmetrical. Again, everything is handmade in sterling silver and 14 karat gold fill. I also have threaders, part of that collection here. They have a nice texture quality on one side and then on the back. And also the Aurora collection. The Aurora collection is comprised of circular movement. This is the Rhea necklace. And then I also have the Pelia earrings to go with that necklace. And then also I have the Lyra post. That's also part of the collection as well. And some of my best sellers are my earrings. When I first started making jewelry, my main, the components were earrings. So I like to have dainty and various earrings in different sizes. So the Aya hoops, and these are all the threaders here: Aurora, Athena, Warrior, and Trirec, and then more here. Everything is handmade by me. Let me switch around here. So everything here I make at my private home studio, and all the materials are recycled sterling silver and hyperallergenic. So, and everything is very lightweight and easy to wear. So, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Do you do also, just really quick, a lot of mixed metals, or is it primarily you do your finishes in the sterling, shiny charcoal?
Yes, so it's polished silver, charcoal for oxidized, and then the 14 karat gold, the yellow and rose gold.
Okay, cool. That's really nice to know, just all the options that you offer.
Yes.
Okay, you guys, we're going to go on to our next question. Thank you so much, Cindy. That was really nice to see. Okay, you guys, let me get my list here. We're going to hear from Colleen Maurer next.
Hi.
Here we go. Hey, welcome.
How are you? Thanks for having me. Yay. Hi, everyone. I'm Colleen Maurer. I'm actually on the road right now. I'm at my mom's house in New Jersey, so I'm not in my studio, but we can improvise. I'm based in San Francisco, and our studio is actually in upstate New York. We're in the Finger Lakes, and that's where we do all of our production. So we're a bi-coastal company. There's 5 women in the company. So, and we've been in business. This year is going to be 15 years in business. Thank you. So my newest, well, first to start, materials, we use primarily sterling silver, 14 karat gold fill in both rose and classic gold, and then our oxidized silver. So we're all about mixing the metals and the shapes here at CMD. And I wanted to first start with my newest collection, which is the black and white collection. So I'm going to start with that, and then I'm going to kind of show you how everything works together. So I'll show you my rings to start. So you'll notice in my ring stack, the black and white ring, that's from our black and white collection. That's the original sample. Part of my goal with this collection, you can see, hopefully you can see that okay. We've set diamonds in, we're calling it a channel. So basically the oxidation is protected from wear. So I'm sure anyone who knows oxidized jewelry, it can change color over time, which has been a challenge, you know, over the years. So I wanted to design something that would really protect the oxidation. So you can see, again, back to, this is the original sample. I've been wearing that since last summer. So you can see how the black really holds its color nicely over time. So then this is a cuff from that collection. Of course, we also do a bangle. You can see it's kind of, we do these fun shapes. So it's not a perfect circular, it's more of like a triangular shape. We have our trapezoid hoops, which are a continuous hoop with a little black and white detail on the front. And also this is our arc necklace with the diamonds set in there. So you can see, again, the channel is kind of carved into the piece, and then the diamonds are set in the channel so that the diamonds are protected, but they also look so gorgeous against that black finish, which I love. And then one more piece in the new collection I'm going to show you are these, we're calling them our sunken diamonds. They're so kind of small to see, but what we've done here is it's actually a piece of tube that we've sunk. We literally sunk the diamond within the tube, and we oxidized around the diamond. So the oxidation makes the diamond really sparkle. Again, the oxidation is protected, and it's kind of sitting within the tube. So then part of what we're really known for is mixing our metals. And as a designer, my background's architecture and industrial design. And as a designer, part of what I do is I think about, when I'm designing a new collection, how the new pieces will work with existing collections, almost like building blocks. So as you can see, the stack sets, these are definitely part of what we're known for, but I'm gonna just kind of show you how this is the black and white cuff. you could mix it with some of the cuffs that we already have in our collection. This is our rose and black cuff. You can see I'm also wearing bangles, and they can kind of all mix together, which is really nice. The interlocking bangles, I might as well show you since I just gave you a sneak peek. This is a 4-color interlocking bangle. So it's a piece of, there are 4 pieces. You got rose, oxidized, silver, and classic gold. And they are one of our best sellers for sure. So they move around really nicely, and they kind of, you know, the subtlety of the black with the rose and silver is really nice, but it makes it a very versatile type of thing you could wear with anything. So other pieces, the gradient collection is where we soldered gold to silver. So it's this really beautiful, we're almost calling it a gradient. It is a gradient, but it's kind of like a true gradient. And then from there, I designed the black and gold collection. So you can see how oxidizing I'm going to try and show you a little better. By oxidizing the silver part, it's a much edgier look. So just to show you too, like a pair of the earrings from the black and gold. This is one of our best selling collections in all the years we've been doing it. Really fun. Might as well show you how things look on. So here's some of the black and gold earrings. Really fun. We also do the black and gold in rose gold and silver. So there it is, really pretty. And then the tri collection is where we soldered gold to silver, and then we stripped off part of the oxidation to create the tricolor. So here you're looking at rose gold, oxidized, and silver. And this is just a classic hoop, but kind of a fun play on something, you know, makes it a little different than, you know, just a classic gold hoop. Here's a necklace from that collection. Really fun. All of our necklaces are also adjustable, so you can wear them at 2 different lengths, which makes them work really nicely with anything you're wearing. How am I doing on time? I meant to start my timer. Am I okay?
We're just about done, so show us like one last piece.
I meant to start my timer.
Doing great. This is great.
I'll just show you one of our necklaces. We do this really fun detail, which is called a back plate. So I was showing this during the IG Live. It just literally goes straight over your neck. And then it's a mixed, again, we're using silver, gold, and oxidized. And it's just a really nice way to wear something super simple over. You can wear a white t-shirt. I'm wearing a linen dress. So really simple, everyday wear. And thank you. If you have any questions, you can reach out, and we'd love to help you put together your next collection.
That is perfect. Thank you so much. I really like you showed that detail about the back, because I feel like that's really special to you as a detail and a design concept. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Okay, we're going on to our next one. We're going on to our next presenter, Bianca, AUR Jewelry. Ready? Okay.
Ready.
Awesome. Okay, I yield the floor.
Y'all can hear me okay? Yes, perfect. Good afternoon. I'm Bianca, and I am the designer and fabricator behind my collection or jewelry. I make all of the glass pieces from start to finish. They start as borosilicate rods, and I work with these 4 complementary colors together, and that's what you'll see in the collection today. The next phase of them, they go into these glass orb shapes. So I do make all the pieces by hand, and then when I'm done doing all the lapidary work, I take them to do the metal fabrication as well. So we're going to start off with the permanent, the bezel collection. So I'm going to pull you up and flip you. Okay, so the permanent collection came first. It is basically all of the pieces that are set into these domed bezels. And then the orb collection came next. And all of these pieces here that you see that have all these dangles do come in both styles. We have the pendants just to show what all of these look like. I think they translate a bit differently when they are set as like a cabochon versus when they are in orb. And these are the newer pieces. We have the shoulder dusters. the dangles, which have been really popular so far, which is great, and the bangles as well, which is a lot of fun. We also have the pendant necklaces that are just kind of easy to layer. They come in, for now, 2 lengths, but I am definitely willing to go in different directions as far as like just make requests, which I've been doing so far. The kinetic pieces as well have been really popular and a lot of fun. My work, although it is glass, is quite lightweight. And then we have the free moving kinetic hoops, also part of the kinetic collection. They come in all different colors as well. And the pendulum pieces. So I do incorporate a lot of like wiggling and just a lot of movement into the work, but I do, as you can see, where the ear hole is, for the most part, with the exception of the hoop, the hole is covered, which I think is very important for my work. And then we have the stack rings here, along with the studs. These are the most popular pieces so far. And then I'm going to just quickly flip and show you the newest edition, which has been a lot of fun. Is the orb note pieces here, which have like a threading aspect to them. And you can wear them either way that you'd like. Because gravity is pulling down, it allows them, like whichever way you pull it through the tube, it stays that way. You can twist the tube to be vertical if you'd like, so that you can get just a very linear feel for the pieces, or you can, I like keeping them on the side, that way they read as more as song notes. And then here's just a glimpse of the rings, how they stack together, and the colors. This is the green and the aqua. And a lot of people do comment that the green has been some of the favorite, as long with the lavender. And probably because it's easier to kind of translate and go with multiple things. I think that just to give a couple of views, I'm going to throw on some bangles just to see how they read. They are the oval shape. They are closed with just the little cap sitting on top, which I do as well, which have been very kind of easy and fun to throw on. I didn't think that I was gonna venture into bangles because I didn't know how I wanted to kind of translate them with the orb shape, but they read and they feel just very, I think just very natural to just the shape of my wrist, which I really enjoy. And they do come in all the colors as well. And then I will hold up.
I'm gonna ask Bianca, I'm gonna interrupt while we're chatting. You guys, I have one question coming up. Do the drop earrings, are they interchangeable? Are they have detachable drops?
Are we speaking about the pieces from the hoops, the kinetic ones?
No, I remember you had some that will come off. Yes, those.
Yes, so these, the pendant slides off of the back so that you can switch off and just get the pendant separately if you have the hooks already.
Awesome.
Which are a lot of fun. And the same goes for them when it comes to the bezels, which are new as well. So the bezel just slides right off the back. There's this little kind of hook in the base where it can go and it rests, which is a lot of fun.
And then you also can wear them front and back, I remember you were saying, because it really...
Yes, because they are transparent, you can kind of flip them around. I don't think that I would normally flip the bezel to the back, but yes, the orbs in general, it's supposed to be just easy and kind of free form. You slide them on, you put them through, they come with the clear backings, and you go. So yeah, I think that I was showing the shoulder dusters, I believe, but let's throw on a kinetic one as well, just from a shorter length.
Yeah, show everybody kinetic. I think that's such a nice feature. And then did you go through all the color changes? All the colors?
Did not go.
I would like to just to highlight the name. Yeah. And what are the name of the earrings you currently have on? Those are the note ones, I believe, that I love.
These
are the ones.
These are the orb note earrings, which are very new and very lightweight. And they do come in all different colors as well. I do have on the aqua right now and the lavender. I do make them so that you can pick and choose which glass piece you would like. If you want a green one and a yellow one, any of the 4 combinations. Yeah, I'll throw on a kinetic one as well, just to show how it sits. And they're so much fun. I find them fun. I started doing kinetic jewelry I don't think it's too long ago, but I think that they've definitely gotten the most attention as far as like popularity among my pieces. But I think that people, it's the thought around them is that they look like they might be heavy, but I feel like they're surprisingly, it's more surface area than it is weighing down as far as the amount of glass that I'm using. So it's not like I'm throwing any of these in there.
Oh yeah, this is great. This is wonderful. Thank you so much, Bianca. And she has a color chart, I believe, that shows all the colors, all the pieces, because she has 4 colorways and all the glass will then color change to different colors. So
yeah, all of them change. It's the yellow to pink, green to gray, aqua to purple, and lavender to pale blue. And there's a video on my website that shows it in real time.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, you guys. And now we're going to go on to our next presenter, Emily SHAFFER, who is right
here.
Oh, there she is. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. I'm excited to share my collections with you. I have 4 sort of like running collections that I've been working on for a few years. One collection in particular called the Edge collection has the newest pieces that I've been working on. So before I show you those, I just want to kind of tell you what I keep in mind when I'm designing. I want the pieces to be clean, and I want to focus on linear compositions and fresh matte finishes. And I want them to be modern. I love architectural forms, and I love minimally elegant forms, and versatile. I want my jewelry to be easily worn from day to night, really for any occasion. So I keep those kind of 3 things in mind. I make jewelry from wire. I start with square wire, and I've really just limited myself to that because that's kind of just my way of controlling the forms that I build. And I use sterling silver and argentium, which I think you've heard from others that argentium is really great because it's a little more tarnish resistant. There's other reasons why it's great in the studio, but I mean, for the customers, it's a kind of a nice selling point. So yeah, I guess I will flip the camera around and show you the jewels. All right, how do I do this? There we go. Okay, so hopefully the lighting is okay. So I'm gonna start with some pieces from my line collection here. This is my oldest collection. I've been making this for quite a few years now, and that's kind of where I started. So you can see there's this really long shape, and it's that square wire. And I also oxidize the interior edges. So there's a little more visual depth when you wear it, and that form and those linear qualities can really stand out better. And I love these. This is kind of a core collection piece because of that long ear wire in the back. It's just a little more contemporary. So I also make these in sort of medium size. This is the medium size. See, the lines are a little bit different inside, but it's still a balanced composition, especially when wearing it. So those have the interior oxidized lines as well. So going with my line collection. So you notice this shape here is actually very similar. It's the same exact shape as this. I love repetition, and I love to kind of take that form and say, what else can I do with this? So I wrapped this around a ring mandrel and made this nice like mid-size hoop. And because of they're extremely lightweight. So you get kind of volume with those, but because it's just wire, it's very, very lightweight. So these are more pieces in my, and don't mind my messy studio in the background. Hopefully the light will catch these. One of my favorite things about matte finish silver is the way that the light catches it. They really kind of glow in the light versus reflecting it. So yeah, these are, this is an older earring that I've updated with a point at the top. One of my most popular earrings, I used to do a rounded, but sometimes I like to revisit designs and just update them. These are extremely lightweight. You'll forget you have them on. This is sort of an adaptation of that in a different size as well. So I guess I'll just keep going. This is a hoop here, Argentium silver. It's got this nice little bend in it that bends in with the face, which I love. And it's got this edge on it that is oxidized, and the interior is oxidized as well. These are also very lightweight. So this earring here is part of my layered collection. I love these. I think Meghan used these on the postcard that we sent out. You'll notice that that's actually a very similar shape to this. I simply have layered those two shapes together to create this really sort of architectural like volume. And they're still extremely lightweight. These up here, so I've been working with teardrops for quite a few years now. I actually started with this earring. This is part of the line collection, but of course it evolved to the layered collection. And this earring here in particular, I'll try that on if there's time, is my most popular earring. It's very lightweight, and it's, I can't remember, I made a little cheat ruler here. It's just a little over an inch from the ear. And then I have miniature drops as well. This earring also comes in a short, just one drop, or you could do 2 drops, or you could add the bar. This one has both shapes. It's a nice little gradient there. They look extremely elegant on the ear. And what I love about the matte finish, I don't know if you listened to my IG live, is that it really complements every skin tone and hair color, which I think is really important. This is a classic hoop. I love that little crescent in there, and I oxidize the interior of that. I make these in 2 sizes. So here is the necklaces that are part of my collections, and I have them all together because I always tell my customers and buyers to collection hop with me. I really just divide it for my own organizational purposes, but they all talk to each other. I love this little hoop. You can see how small it is from my finger. And then some of the newest pieces on the table are the stripe work. And that's another hoop. You can see I love to make hoops. And then I don't know, Meghan, is there time for me to try some pieces on?
You are very tight. You can show us one piece.
One piece. All right, I'll show you one piece.
Which means this is an invitation yet again for people to contact so you can have a whole private tour of all the collections, because we know we don't buy this way, and I'm sure you don't. So we're hoping that this prompts some conversation.
Yes, and I'll leave my display up for a few days, so if anybody wants to continue and do another FaceTime, then you can put stuff together. So this is some of the new stripe work. It's got the oxidation in those recessed areas. This is all made from wire, and it's got a slight dome shape, which makes it even more elegant on the body. So, okay, thank you so much.
That was great. Thank you so much. I think that's a nice take. I really like how you're talking about how things all talk together, because you're using a certain language within all the collections, and it's really nice. That's really nice. I think that's true for all the designers present. They've really honed their collections, and there's really strong core as well as new pieces added. And this is fun to watch for me too. I think I'm the last person. I think it's my turn to present. Did I miss anybody? No, I think we're good. My name is Meghan Patrice Riley. I've been doing my collection for the last 10 years, and we do primarily sterling silver 14 karat gold fill fabricated with a stainless steel cable. And I know a lot of you are here know my work and have been selling my work for years, but I'm going to do a little refresher. We use the stainless steel cable. It's 49 miniature strands of cable similar to a suspension bridge cable. So it's all woven on the inside in a microscopic form in a cross section. That's why it's so flexible and light and has springy flexibility, because it's a textile and a metal at the same time. It's then coated with nylon, so that keeps it protected from the skin as well as elements. So if it gets water on it, it doesn't rust or change color. All the little findings throughout are, you can see here, all these little connections are the sterling silver and the gold. This is really a little bit hard to see. So I brought a little background. That helps me sometimes when I'm doing things virtually now, which has become like really the new norm. You can see throughout here, this is silver and gold little sparkles. Those are fabrication elements. That's actually like a crimp holding everything together like a rivet, but I also use it in a lot of ways as an aesthetic element. So it's something that catches the light and is really pretty. So I started creating patterns. You can see here, this is like a new earring. It's like little twigs set with gemstones. So I have some new gemstones this season. Every season I do some different colorways and bring in mixed metals with gemstones. This is a very subtle blush pearl, which is extremely hard to see right now. But I'm going to have some more pictures of this. This is blush pearls with yellow gold. We've also been doing and bringing back aquamarines. We did this several years ago, but this, I brought it back in the December holiday time, and it was so popular. And it flatters so many different people regardless of it feeling really spring, that we've brought this back. It's faceted rondels of sterling, of aquamarines. And then I've been weaving it in the new colorway with gunmetal and then silver. So you can see here it's really water feeling in a lot of ways. And I think this would be really nice even for winter. And with this, I've been bringing in and translating it into new, a little bit more linear pieces. So this is the classic Vertigo necklace, which I think everybody that is here has had. This is the piece that I sell every season. It's core collection. I offer it in new colors every season. So we're coming out with amethyst, aquamarine, and then a new sparkly, titanium coated hematite with yellow gold and gunmetal. Kind of an update on the spinel. We used black spinels, yellow and gunmetal with yellow gold for many seasons, which we're still doing as a corollary to our white pearls with yellow gold. So this is kind of a little update. I feel like it's really holiday, sparkly, a little bit dressier even than the spinel. With the new pieces and some new, more of those linear pieces I was talking about, we offering a new lariat. This has become, I'm going to show you guys, especially in the new aquamarine. The lariat is going to be little springs, almost with like baby's breath, floating off and sculpted off of a linear cable. Again, this is the gunmetal with sterling, and then those faceted rondels, probably 3.4 to 4 millimeter size, so not super big, but nice accents. It's set with a toggle clasp, which is different from our typical clasp. We typically are doing like this really fun magnet clasp, which I'm sure you love talking to your customers about. It's super easy to put on. It's a neodymium rare earth magnet set in the sterling or 14 karat gold film. It has little crystals. These are quartz crystal ends that gives you this nice leverage and finish to pull from. In this lariat piece, because we're going to be clasping in the front, I didn't want the magnet here because I didn't want it to be banging things or to necessarily pick up things. So I've used my next favorite clasp, which is a toggle. This is a sterling silver toggle that you set right here in the middle, but you can also just flip this over, and it has like a balance of daintiness, being sculptural art to wear, but also very layerable. This I can see with simple dresses with a short necklace as well, kind of almost like a choker, and then you can also wear bigger earrings because it's not going to compete with being short here and short neck with the big earrings. So with this, I've been really liking it with our spring hoop earrings. This has become a new part of our collection in the last year. We've offered hoops. It took me a long time to figure out all the mechanisms. So we do fabricate all the mechanisms in-house. So this is all sterling silver, hand fabricated with posts. Then from there, I'm riveting on the cable, so it has the soft and the hard together, and then sculpting from there little sprays like what's happening in the sprays coming off of the lariat And those are then set with the aquamarines, amethyst, pearls. We've been doing them in also multiple sizes. Here's a really great size in a new colorway. This is about a 1 millimeter miniature hoop, so kind of everyday, but then it has a lot of feel because it's sculpting off of it, and then it has color with the gemstones. These are freshwater pearls in primary colors on yellow gold. Something new for next season, so we're bringing in the pearls, aquamarines, and amethyst, and that sparkly spinel in all of our classic styles and some of these new hoops. Any questions? That's kind of like my nice short snapshot, highlight some new pieces, and we're always open actually to take orders. We do a lot of special orders for all of our customers, so if you see something on the website or your customer, we're always happy to drop ship for you, custom design with you. We change colors, change stones, put things together. We try to flatter and flatter to each person that we design for. And I think more and more as we're going into, we've noticed over the last couple months that customization has been really key for our customers. It gives them a little something special. Thank you guys. So that was it for our presentations. Now we're going on and we're kind of having a little bit more free conversation. I've invited Robin KRAMER from Red Boot Consulting to talk about maybe just some ideas and spitball best practices about virtual collaborations, trends for the fall, working together. We've been collaborating with a lot of our galleries, either with drop shipping, but also to start thinking about doing some more virtual events to promote each other and give some of that special time to our customers. Robin.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here, and I want to thank you, Meghan, for pulling this all together. Congratulations to all the designers. This is the first time I felt like, oh my gosh, it's a trade show. It's like I'm seeing different designers. I'm hearing a little bit about everything, and I want to know more. So if you haven't checked out all of the interviews that Meghan did, the Instagram Lives, she's going to have that posted for you guys so it's easy access. But these designers are really handpicked to be here, and they all offer something really unique and wonderful. So thank you for doing this. I mean, we would all be in New York right now, right?
Wait, I literally planned this the exact same time as New York Now would have been. I knew it was going to be, this is the first, like the second day, Accent on Design, the third day Handmade was open. I know it's still, I think this is a good time to start thinking and planning for the future, even if we don't have any idea what that is. It's trying to lay some foundations.
Well, and it's also coming together of, partnerships. We don't want stores going away. We don't want designers going away. I mean, we really want that support. I grew up, my mom had a store. I've worked in stores. I have such a passion for retail, and I love product. So it's really wonderful to see everyone come together and move forward in this new territory, and in kind of, instead of fearful of it, but really be confident on the customer bases that you've created. And I want to commend the stores too, because this is different. And I'm seeing a lot, Meghan and I have had many discussions about this, of what's happening and how designers are really working with store owners and buyers to make it work for you. And how does that look? So really learning more about one another and becoming true partners in this. So I've seen everything from designers, from stores that can't open right now, where designers are drop shipping for them. I've seen a lot of the photography, or all of the photography, being offered to the stores. I've seen designers also do social media posts for designers. I heard one designer the other day found out that a store that has a lot of her merchandise they're just kind of stuck. Their employees aren't there. Their social media person is gone. So they took it upon, this designer said, let me let me take some of, tell me what pieces, they worked out what pieces they have. She started posting and sales started happening for the store. So it's just really partnerships and coming together. So I really love hearing that and taking action and trying. Before this started, we talked a little bit about collaborations. And what's really exciting right now is there's no limit. This is the time to try things. So if there's another store in your area or products that you want to highlight or invite people to a Zoom call, or there's also a new platform, or platform new to me called Streamland. Mm-hmm. I'll get the StreamYard, I think. And I can get you the information about that, where you can host a Meet the Maker. I've seen a lot of stores do that, where it's really interesting, and especially if you can't open right now, where you invite your customers to a really exclusive opportunity to really learn about the designer and everything that goes into making a piece, and why you're so passionate about having them in your store. So excited about that. There's also House Party is another app that people are doing, getting their friends all together and doing something fun where they're talking about, I do that with my family and some of my friends. Ambassador programs for, stores have been popping up also, where you have super fans. Let your super fans, take flight, give them some guidelines, tell them what you need, and encourage them with maybe a loyalty kind of point system, or give them some guidelines on posting, or the outreach from when you have somebody who is already a fan, when they reach out, how invaluable that is. It makes it so much more personable. And even if those friends of theirs aren't buying right away, they're going to be interested to see what's happening. So it might be a little bit of a slower build, but it will happen more likely than just posting an ad on Facebook, let's say. So there are a lot of things that can be happening. I have heard personally from a lot of stores how they're missing this kind of interaction that we get at at trade shows. And I know I certainly have. And I would like to, if there are certain questions or things that you've come across that are kind of, roadblock, if you will, would love to hear what maybe has worked or what hasn't worked, or any questions that you might have. You
guys feel free. This is like our free time. If you have any questions, you can chat. I know I asked all the designers to prepare questions if they had questions also. And one of the questions that came up from Mia that I thought we could help launch a little bit of conversation. Mia had to go take care of her friend currently. We're all taking care of each other right now, right? One of the great questions that Mia had was like, what's a great way to kind of cold call? Like, as a store, like, how would you want to be approached if someone's like cold calling you to do one of these partnerships or have brand alignment? And we kind of thought that part of it is having some actionable game plan when you're actually approaching somebody. So thinking about a little bit about how it's going to work, kind of thinking about the framework, marketing, audience, customer.
I also think do your research. Make sure you know the store. I know from being a buyer on the other side, if somebody's approached me, I want them to at least know, that they've gone through the site, that they've checked out my social media, that they know who we are, or at least have a really good idea of who we are. So it's not just, oh, they've heard the name and they've heard it's a great store. Yeah, that's wonderful. But what's the connection? What is it about the store that is really of interest, and why are they approaching, And I'd love to hear from the store buyers, like what's really good for you, and what will make you stop and open an email or take a call or look at a postcard a little bit longer.
Oh, Mavis, I see you turned your microphone off.
I did, because I'm going to share that I think exactly what Meghan's done here. I've been working with her for a couple of years now, and when I know her reputation and what she's capable of doing. So from the people that I see she's associated with here, I feel like her support and her saying, hey, you should look at this person, is endorsement enough for me to realize, because I value her thoughts. So drop names. That's all I can say is, and if you look at somebody's website and you know another jeweler that they're carrying, suggest, get help there just by pulling that. I don't know how to say what I'm saying, but you get what I'm saying.
Great. No, exactly. I think you're right. It's understanding. I think, how your job as a store is to understand your customer really well. Part of our job as designers is to understand you, our buyers well, and try to work with you to provide what you need. So sometimes that means providing special collections or special colors or different sizes or clips or posts or hooks. And that's a conversation. And each store is different.
Yep. But having an artist endorsement is a big help.
Oh, that's great. I'm really excited to be able to use my platform for this way, and I really appreciate that feedback. Thank you.
It continue it, because this, who knows when we'll be able to get to, and truthfully, it's been a while since I've been to a trade show, because being in Florida, February is a really busy time for us. And that's generally when we take in the shows. So this is really, really helpful. And I'll be speaking with some of you in the next couple of days.
Yay. Oh, that's so wonderful. This is so wonderful to hear. Thank you. I'm glad we can make some connections.
Good. Thank you.
Any of the designers have any questions too for Robin, or have any burning questions, or we have time if anybody wants to show like one last piece each, or I know I cut some of you off like military style.
I'm going to just make a couple suggestions that I've seen working really well with stores, is that if you have the opportunity, if you have some great kind of street cred and you've got windows that you can show things, I've seen stores really sell from their windows and do some fun things. And again, depending on where you are and if you're open, or if people can shop yet. But I know Homage in Pasadena is doing a great job of this, where they actually have a lot of windows, and their merchandise is all to the front, and they have somebody inside who you can call or text, and they can show you, and it becomes more of kind of an interaction, even though if they're not, I think now they're open and you can come inside, but it's been really fun to see the progression of that. And the other thing that they're doing is they're doing a lot of lives. So they have somebody in their store who is doing Instagram lives on a daily basis. And the way that they're setting up their Instagram also is they have a video and a still on their post on their page, but the lives are what's really capturing people's attention.
That's awesome. Yes, Colleen, please. You have to unmute yourself, sweetie.
Oops. Sorry, I hit the wrong thing. I think we talked about this a little bit when we were on our IG Live, but I have a storefront in San Francisco, which I've closed for the summer. And I'm actually in the process of closing permanently. I haven't announced it. I'm going to be announcing it this week. But that said, part of the reason we decided to do that is we really went headfirst with, as soon as we had shelter in place starting in mid-March, I put something on my website where there was a landing page where our customers could go and sign up to meet with me one-on-one. And I had this amazing opportunity to meet with fans that I've had for years that I'd never put a face, you know, maybe they've only purchased online. So in the last few months, I've met with, I would say over 400 people, and it's been like this diligence that I put a lot of work into it. But I feel like in a way, it's like we all build a community around our brand. And, you know, I think getting creative and also realizing that, like, you know, community could mean a lot of different things, whether it's your personal, like, brand community or, like, you know, the community that you work with, like other stores, and like thinking about like what could work for me, like how could I do things a little differently. And I think also, like, Meghan, you do a great job. Like, the consistency is just like incredible when you're doing it consistently. I think it's just amazing the results you can get. And then another thing we've been doing is just like texting more with customers, which sounds really strange, but like I've made so many sales by like just texting photos, or like they want to see something. And some people don't want to get on FaceTime. It makes them feel uncomfortable. So using like these, you know, different ways of communicating, which of course we're all sick of looking at our phones, but I think in a way, like it maintains your connection with people. And I think that's right now the most important piece, right? Is that we're all staying connected with each other, but also with our customers, and thinking about different ways of doing it, really.
I think that's exactly true. We're doing it as designers, and I know our stores are doing it because I see them being successful. The ones that are doing that and reaching out, you're a brand also as a store, and you have created that community even more so because you are geographically part of your community. So I think being able to then work, I'm trying to do some, not just FaceTime with my customers, but also setting up times with my stores and myself, doing double presentations together and leveraging each other's community is really, I think, is something successful can be, and we're going to need more of this as we go forward.
I love being able to highlight a store. So doing an Instagram live with a store and hosting and talking about why you love this store so much, and get the store to the owner or buyer to talk about what inspires them, and what's, you know, there's so many great stories, and it's just fun to see that on Instagram, which now you can post to Instagram and it posts to Facebook as well. So it's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving, and people are really intrigued by that. And I love what you said, Colleen, because you can go to you can schedule what works for you. So you can have a calendar program. It's super easy. You put it on your website, and then that way you're not having to say, DM me for an appointment. So stores can easily put that on their website and schedule appointments. And the bonus to that is when you meet face-to-face, Colleen, and you and I have talked about that, when you meet virtually face-to-face, people usually end up buying more, you know?
Oh yeah.
And also making it so automated for people so that, you know, they don't have to call you or they don't have to email you is so important. And I think we use something, I forget the name of it, Calendly or
Calendly, yeah, everyone
uses that. But it's just so simple. And then you can block your time and decide when you're available. And I think it's a great way for all of us to maintain.
That also, as stores reopen and they need to have safety measures, you can have limited number of people in the shop, even though I think in-person is going to be happening, but different. And so with safety, having that ability to do those appointments on the website can help with customer acquisition.
I'm going to share with you guys a little bit. A good friend of mine is the Hermes director of the Hermes store here in Dallas in Highland Park. And believe it or not, they're so busy, and they have been appointment only since all of this started. And she said they book out 2 days in advance for their appointments. And she said what it's done for her employees, it's really gotten the employees to really get to know their customers at the store on a whole different level. So it's really been fun for them, and kind of like this unexpected bonus of both having the customers get to know maybe an employee they haven't worked with before, and vice versa. So it's just a stronger bond. And she said their average sales have definitely, it's surprising because they have less people. She said on average there are about 400 people that come through the store on a weekend. And now, because they can't have as many, she was concerned about just meeting sales numbers. And she said it's working because it's just much more personable and the sales are actually larger with the one-on-one.
Well, I'm like, we still have 20 minutes, but we've covered a lot today. If anybody wants to see individual pieces or chat with the designers, I really encourage people to set up appointments or ask for line sheets. Each designer does have line sheets, so it doesn't have to be a FaceTime if you're not comfortable. We all shop differently, but each designer does have line sheets. We'll provide information and pictures. I'm going to send a post email about this and make sure everyone's contact information is included. And if there's any other questions before we go, please feel free. Okay.
I just want to say thank you, and it was great. I feel like this is my first, it felt like a little mini trunk show, so it felt really like I got a taste of some things I'd like to start doing more, even if I'm doing it one-on-one, like you said, with those of us who would like to contact us later. It's just diving in head first, since like what we said, like all of this is happening, so it felt good, and I just want to say thank you.
Yay, Bianca, thank you so much. Yay, I'm glad you could be part of it. And, oh yeah, here's another great question from Tara. This was great, and thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys for coming. If you weren't able to come, I am going to record this because I think there is really good information, and I do like endorsing all these artists. I did choose everybody on purpose. But one of the questions that Tara had that I think is really great, now that everything is virtual, are people doing videos in addition to line sheets? That is something I've considered, and I think that would be, I think that's a great, I tried to do a little snippet on the website for everybody, but I'm wondering if each designer is thinking about doing this for themselves as well.
I would say yes. I included a vid when I launched my site last night with everything, because it was something I wanted to do anyways, just to show the color changing. But I think that now that we've gotten a feel of how people want to just kind of have that interaction back, I feel like I would definitely continue to go forward. I'm not gonna lie, having my face on things makes me very uncomfortable. I've always been that person that would just prefer to show the jewels instead of, my face. So trying on things for people is a little much, but times are different, so we gotta go with it. We gotta adapt.
And doing an expensive model shoot is cost prohibitive, but also not as safe in a lot of ways too, right? So we're having to adapt about how we show the scale of pieces, how things wear. We have to be more free with it and casual. It's just us. I know it feels like a lot of selfies, but how else are people gonna know?
You know what's really cool about it though? It's humanizing everyone. We're all just people, right? And it really makes it's almost it's so much more rewarding as far as, I find it so rewarding because that's the beauty of actually going to a trade show, is that you see the artist directly and get to talk, and we're just human, right? We're just people. And I think doing something like this, it just brings that to the forefront of, nothing's perfect, and that's the beauty of it. It's just, we're all kind of doing our thing and being a little quirky, and the personalities. What's super cool is hearing all of you present your work. You get to know your personality, and you see it in the jewelry as well, which is wonderful.
I agree with that.
I like to say, yes, I like to say thank you to Meghan, because she has really, I'm really out of my comfort zone because, I've only presented to trade shows maybe 4 years. And so I still feel as if I'm learning, and to listen to all of you and to, you know, speak to buyers and listen to designers is really helping me grow. You know, I do a lot of work with museums. I do a lot of, as you saw, I have a lot of color pieces, a lot of fashion pieces. So that's what they're drawn to. But I still, you know, I'm still growing. And I really like to thank Meghan for,
You're doing
pushing
great.
me, pushing me out in the spotlight, because I think it really helps. And they're really, you know, I'm really not that active on Instagram or Facebook. I try to, but I have a mom and wife life going on behind the designer life. So yeah, thank you, Meghan.
Well, what a pleasure. Thank you so much. Really, you guys, I learned so much about all of you, and I learn every day. Thank you. You guys, this is great. I'm not going to cry, but I'm going to cry.
Meghan, can I ask a quick question?
Yes, Suzanne, please.
It's Tara.
Tara, yes.
I was like, is she talking to you?
I thought, okay.
No, that's okay. Yes, this is amazing. And Meghan, thank you for hosting this. As always, I attend many of your events, and I think that this is actually really beautiful to watch. And your energy is inspiring to not just me, but I know everybody that comes in contact with you virtually and in person.
Not allowed to.
Okay. All right. So my question was, you know, about the videos, because I know we all have been doing that. I wanted to ask the stores, do the stores want the videos?
I don't know. Martha? I put her on the spot. Look at MK.
Well, because I know like we want the videos, but like, what is that something in addition to line sheets and information with what we send out in the world to the store market? Do the stores want that video also?
If it's an option, sure.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
The more information, the better, right?
The more information, the better. Okay. And I think video gives it the three-dimensional, you know, how something exists in space that you don't get off a two-dimensional photograph.
But we have homework for everybody, you guys. You didn't know you were getting homework, did you? Awesome.
And also, it doesn't have to be fabulous, you know.
It doesn't have to be well produced. It's something you produce. We have, you know, camera phones are awesome.
Yeah.
And like really awesome. So I practice before I did this. I sit it and practice and film myself and then watch it and be critical. Mavis, you have yours also.
Yeah. Well, I had to miss. I had to take a phone call real quick. What were the two questions that were asked that I missed?
The question that was asked was, is video helpful in addition to a line sheet? Is that something that a store would use in terms of their marketing or in education with? Great.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. This is homework, you guys. Yep. Awesome. I know some of you are already doing it. I think that wraps it up for us. We did like a really short and sweet little entree. I really appreciate everybody for being here and participating. You guys make it awesome. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, any of the designers. We popped all the information into the chat. There will be an email follow-up. And all the videos are going to be up tomorrow of all of the videos leading up to this, so you can get even more in-depth about some of these new collections, materials, fabrication techniques, ethos behind the brands. So a little bit more of a dive than these 5 minutes on introductions. Okay.
Great job, you guys. Awesome.
Congrats. The curtain closes.
Meghan, thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Tara's so right. Your energy is just incredible. It's inspiring too. So, and thank you everyone who's attending. And I wish we could have that show thing and all just gather around and just chat.
I know. We've tried to replicate a little bit, but I think input, you guys' business input as well as your artistic input is really great. Thank you.
Another time.
Yeah. Till next time. Till
Bye,
we can.
you guys.
Bye-bye.